Hey there! Today I'm going to talk about a very important topic, and the topic is being attached, or how to be unattached to things. Okay, we hear that a lot and we wonder, how do I do that and why do I do that? Okay, doing this will help you have better relationships with your family members and your friends and with yourself. Okay, so just stay with me and I will share with you lots of juicy stuff. My name is Jade Bolden and I help people learn how to balance their energy. Every virtue can be taken to a vice, but we balance with faith in Christ. Okay, He's the solution to things. We learn about that at church and things, but really, how do we apply it? And that's what I'm really good at. I love sharing with people the basic, simple ways where we can apply our faith in our everyday life. Okay, so stick with me. I hope that this helps you because I know that it's helped me and a lot of my friends. Okay, so let's talk about what is being attached. What does that mean? Okay, it means that you've attached your happiness to outcomes, to people, to situations, or to material things. Okay, so your happiness is determined by those things, by those people. All right, for example, you say, I'm happy when the house renovations are done. All right, so what that means is I'm not going to be happy right now, right? My happiness is conditional. We say things like, I can't be happy when my kids are unhappy. Like, I just can't relax, until all my kids are okay. Or how can I be happy when others are not? I feel bad. I feel guilty. Okay, or I'll be happy when I have a new house, or when I lose a lot more weight, or whatever, or when the kids graduate. All right, so what that means is you're not going to be happy. Your subconscious says, hey, I'm not allowed to be happy. All right, so you don't let yourself have a higher degree of happiness, and it affects your spirituality, it affects your physical body, and it affects you emotionally too. So if you are a mama and you want your children to be happy, guess what? You need to be the example of happy, right? How can we hold back and not be happy? And when we say, hey, you shoot for the stars, you be happy. How would they know how unless we show them, right? So let's show them, my friends. Let's do this. Okay, so attachment is bad because it causes us to be controlling, manipulating, and overreacting. Okay, we freak out so easily because our happiness is so fleeting. Okay, it's so cheap, right? It can be ended like that, right? Just by anything. This didn't work out, then we're boom, sad. Does it have to be that way? No. We can have this underlining, powerful peace, right, at all times. Wouldn't that be great? Yes? Yeah. I used to be that mama that used to be so worried, controlling, manipulating, stressed head, until God showed me how, right? I had to be sick and I had to be hurt. I had to be still for Him to teach me these lessons. And now that I've learned these lessons and I have helped my family, I want you to learn from it too, and not have to make the same mistakes I did, and then also to prevent you from having a lot of the pains that this can lead to. Okay, so we need to understand that our behavior of being controlling, fearful, overreacting, and manipulating comes from fear. Okay, of course, fear of different things, and sometimes we're not aware of our fears. We just react to the emotions. We let the emotions control us, right? And we don't know where it came from, how to stop it. And we wish we were better people. Sometimes we just hate ourselves for just not being better, not being calmer, right? And I'll show you how to do that. And it's so possible, all right, because Christ have asked us to be at peace, to be loving, to have this Zionistic society, right? This utopia. And yet here we are going, how do I do that, right? So just let's talk about the results first, so that you can convince yourself that not the best idea to continue the way you are. All right, when we're attached to our happiness, attach our happiness to things, it's going to cause a lot of problems to things, to people, to material items, to outcomes, to situations. That's what I mean. All right, so let me list out. I have a list here on my website, a whole list of things that can and may happen. And you might see that it's something that you're experiencing now because of your behavior as a mum. We can only change ourselves, right? So let's work on us, and then the world will shift as well. When we're happy, we can spread our happiness to others. So when we're that way, when we're attached, okay, our feelings can easily be hurt. Because when people don't do what we want them to do, or what we hope they do, or what we expect people to do, okay, we feel like they don't care and they don't think like us. And it's like, and then you feel this hurt right away. You have this unnecessary family discord, and the relationship issues, because we have this power struggle. You're trying to control them and they're trying to control themselves, and maybe they learn to control you, and back and forth codependency. Big mess, big drama, not necessary, okay? And no one's really happy anyways, okay? People don't feel safe or free to choose around you without you being critical or judgmental. And you don't really see it as critical or judgmental because you think it's your way of caring. Right, that's the best way. That's what I know, and just through my experience. Come on, just do it this way, right? Why won't you take your supplements? Why won't you eat your vegetables? Why won't you clean your room? Come on, these things are good, right? All right, so just hear me out. We'll fix this. Okay, so people hide from you or are not free to share themselves with you. When you want people to connect with you and they're not around, they don't respond, they ghost you, and you think, how rude. Like, here I am, I'm trying to help, right? And then you get people who are rebellious, who just refuse to listen. All right, you guys, you're smart enough. Hang on, why aren't you just doing that? It's so simple, it's so obvious, right? And they just choose to be contrary. And look, they already know what to do. Most of the time, they already know what to do. They choose to be contrary because they are protecting their autonomy. Everyone is protecting their autonomy, right? They are designed to protect their agency, their power to choose. And when we feel that agency or the autonomy is threatened, we rebel. Even if it's just internally, we go, I don't want to do that. I just want to do it differently, just so that you know that I didn't do it because you told me to, right? All right, so we, cause a lot of blaming. Okay, we blame, and then we teach others to blame, especially our children. Okay, and we hold others responsible for our happiness. Okay, we manage other people's emotions, and then other people try to manage our emotions, and you've created a mess unnecessarily. Okay, so people around you, perhaps, or you yourself, feel numb, okay, after a while, because they don't want to feel your anger anymore. They don't want to feel your sadness. They don't want to feel your negativity. They're like, okay, here she goes again. I'm going to shut off, okay? Because they feel it, and they feel the hooks. They feel that you're holding them responsible for your happiness, okay? So I didn't know that I was doing that. I was just doing what everyone else is doing, all the other mamas. That's how you're supposed to do things, until I woke up to what I was doing. And my husband pointed it out one day, and he's like, we don't want to be responsible for your happiness. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what? Well, if we don't do this, you can be unhappy, right? I'm like, yes. So we control it. So we don't want to, be responsible for that. You need to be responsible for your own happiness. Wow, right? So when I learned that, my thinking switched, and I just did not want my little babies to feel responsible for my own happiness. Okay, so when we are controlling like that, we are attached like that, we create unempowered individuals, okay, in our circle of influence, especially our children. I'm talking about the children mostly, okay, because we've taught them to give away their power. We have asked to take their power away. Yes, some moms say, well, if they're little babies, they don't know how to choose. Yeah, I get that. All right, but slowly over time, we need to give them back their power. Okay, as they learn how to choose, give them back their power soon, as early as you can. All right. So even with my kids making a mess when they've got crayons or whatever, I'm like, oh, that's a messy, piece of artwork on the wall. Let's clean it up, okay? Because you made it, I'm going to let you fix it, okay? So giving them their power and just feeling like, they can do this, right? They get it. We create children who are insecure, okay? Who are guilty all the time, feeling responsible for everyone else's happiness. They want to keep the peace because they don't want anybody to be upset because of them. All right. So that's not a healthy way to bring up children, right? We want our children to be confident, strong, secure people. Okay, the insecure people need other people to validate them, right? To tell them what to think and how to be. Oh, we don't want that. Okay, so this is very important that we learn how to be unattached. It's challenging sometimes, when you're not used to it, and so when someone throws a hissy fit, and because you won't do it, you won't do something that they tell you to do, they want to make you responsible for their happiness because they've not learned to be responsible for their happiness. That's okay, life happens, but let's do what is best for them, okay, which is helping them own their power. Okay, so when we are attached, we make decisions for people sometimes because we're controlling, and we make it so that others can't make decisions confidently themselves. Okay, so they're not confident, they're always asking for our opinions. We're perfectionists, and so we make it really difficult to be happy because a little bit more if we do it a little bit more, or stay up a little bit later and just tweak this a little bit better, then I'll be happy. But really, we never experience that peace and joy and happiness, do we? So that's about the relationships and the emotions, right? But on the physical level, guess what? Right? We experience certain health issues too. Maybe this is familiar to you. We experience breast tissue issues. Okay, so how many people in the world that you know that are experiencing some sort of breast problem? Okay, we experience allergies, because allergies is about being overreactive. We experience blood pressure issues, okay, and we have other heart issues because we're squeezing the joy out of our heart. All right, and that's just some of the physical health problems, not to mention eczema, right, and other things that happen on the surface of your skin because you get irritated, you let people under your skin. All right, so and I mentioned earlier that it's about fear. Okay, so we have this underlying fear, and that's why we behave the way we behave. We're attached to things. Okay, this and this and this is just attached, and I'm not going to be happy until those things, those conditions are met. So what are we really worried about? Because if we understand our fears, we can remove them, resolve them, right? So sometimes we worry about looking bad. If things don't work out, then it goes back to you look bad, all right? If things are not perfect, it reflects badly on you, right? You're fearful that, a big disaster might happen if they don't take their supplements, or they don't do their homework, or whatever it is. They're going to be on the streets, they're going to be sick and diseased and blah, 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 and you're going to be a bad mom. All right. Because you don't feel like you're good enough. In the subconscious, the fear is, I'm not good enough. The thoughts and the beliefs around that, okay? The fear that if people don't do it right, that means you need to help them. So it's going to be all on you, right? As a mom, everything's on me. And the other thing is, you're not important enough. So when things don't go well, it just reflects on you, because it makes it feel like you're not important. People don't respect you if things don't succeed. Okay, so those and similar fears, you're going to work it out. All right, and how do we do that? How do we work it out? All right, so here it is. I've got 5 steps for you. All right, so the first is choose to be happy and grateful now. Okay, so what you want to do is draw you in a circle. Okay, so let me just get a piece of paper here and I'll show you. Okay, so you, all right, draw you in a circle. Okay, me, and then draw what it is that you are attached to. Okay, attached to the kids and the school. I'm attached to work, the house. So you think that the house is you, the business is you, the work is you, the kids are you, because you're managing their happiness, their success, and their failures. Okay, so just write all of that down. Okay, so what you want to do is rip out your page and get a pair of scissors and cut you out. Put the rest on the altar. Cut you out. Okay. So you're not attached to anything. Cut you out. All right. And it's just you are you. Okay. You are free to be you. Right. And everything else needs to go on the altar of God. All right. So you're choosing one to be happy and grateful. I'm just going to be happy regardless. All right, I'm happy because I'm a child of God. I'm happy and grateful that I'm alive. I'm grateful that I have children. I'm grateful that I, have whatever. Okay, just list it out. All right. So the second step is unattached. Let me cut it out, literally. Right. And then you put God first. Okay, you connect to God. What does God want from you? Create a relationship with Him. Pray. Read your scriptures. Okay, really talk to God honestly. All right, and if you have fears, and other things that you just stress over and worry over, I invite you to do the Abraham and Isaac challenge. Okay, I put a link on my website and to explain what it is. I don't want to explain it here, but that's one of the skills that I teach in my Energy Balancing with Faith course. Okay, so when you do that, God is front, center, top shelf. He's the most important in your life. You answer to Him. He's number one. Okay, and when He's there and you answer only to Him, everything else falls into place. Okay, the things that you want, okay, the things that you want to influence, it will fall into place. Okay, as it should be. All right. And the other thing you want to do when you've unattached, you want to, when you connect and love God, you want to allow God to fill your soul, fill up your soul, so that the 6 fundamental human needs that you have is satisfied by Him. So you feel important, you're special, okay? You are a big deal already to Him, right? You are loved, you belong, you have a special purpose, you can serve humanity, and you have lots of creativity and variety in your life already. Okay, so you don't need anyone else or anything to validate you, all right, to be a condition for your happiness. Got it? So step number three is decide to be okay with things going either way. So if you think, oh, my child needs to eat their vegetables, his vegetables, her vegetables, okay, and if he decides not to, in your mind you have to say it's okay. It'll be okay. The atonement of Christ will cover, the things that you worry about, okay? He's not going to get nutrients, and what's going to happen then, right? If you find that you're fearful, right, you want to take step 4 and figure out some of your fears. All right. But, for step 3, it's just be okay with them saying yes and okay with them saying no. It'll work out. Heavenly Father will help things work out eventually. Okay. People need to feel empowered. They need to know that they have the freedom to choose, more so than, doing things the right way. Okay. So step number 4 is resolve your fears by strengthening your faith in God, okay, and in your own divine powers. Okay, so you have this divine power. Get to know yourself. If you need to resolve your fears, there's an activity called fear setting. Okay, figure out the worst possible scenario, the best possible scenario, so that you don't sit around and focus on the fears anymore. Okay. So resolve the fears by strengthening your faith in God and yourself, okay, in your divine self. You can do stuff. You're powerful, okay? So number 5 is trusting others, trusting yourself, trusting God, okay? So just trust, please. This is faith, really, okay? Be confident in God's confidence. He wouldn't have sent us here to earth without knowing that there is a chance that we can succeed. He put mechanisms inside of us, like this heart compass, to guide us so we will know the truth, so we will know where to go, so we can self-correct, okay? So just know that it's going to be okay. Make it safe for others to make mistakes, right? Don't blow up and make a big deal, right? When people make every little mistake, don't make a big deal when you make big mistakes either, or small mistakes. All right, just encourage yourself and tell yourself, try again, it's okay. Love yourself, and then it's easier for you to love others. Okay, so make it so that you and others are safe. Okay, just safe to make mistakes, to be yourself. All right, and that way, guess what? You'll have great relationships. That way, people feel safe to be around you, share their heart and soul with you, and be human. All right. So to help you, I have a list of essential oils here. Okay, we have oregano, thyme, rose, geranium, and cypress. You can study those oils and learn more about them to help you as you recondition yourself, okay, so that you don't need to be attached anymore. And because you're not attached, you're more successful because people like you better, okay, you like yourself better. So remember the 5 steps. All right, choose to be grateful and happy now, okay, just choose. That's important. Number 2 is unattach your heart and happiness to all things and put God first. All right, number 3 is be okay with things going either way. All right, in your mind, you have to work it out. If it goes this way, it's going to be fine. If it goes this way, it's going to be fine. Things will be resolved. Okay, number 4 is resolve your fears. Resolve those false beliefs and strengthen your faith in God. Okay, fear and faith, it shouldn't coexist. Okay, it will cancel each other out. All right, so trust in your divinity. All right, and number 5 is trust others, trust God, trust yourself. Yeah. All right, so if you have any questions or comments, comment below. Have a chat with me. Let's discuss this. Okay, come to my retreats and buy my book and do my course online. Okay, the energy balancing with faith. It'll help you learn those skills. I feel like it's very affordable. You can find these on Amazon. This is the workbook that goes with this book here. All right, I feel like it's very valuable, and my goal is to help strengthen families and help people heal. So that's all from me. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. So I'm sending you lots of love, light, and healing. All right, God bless you, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.